Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Hollow Knight. In the last part, we made some great progress exploring the city. And now the world is pretty wide open. So, there's Deep Nest, of course, which we looked into and haven't touched since. There's whatever's below the city that we can access with a simple key we just picked up. There's this area in the city itself, and there's more to do if we go back to Crossroads and Green Path. Silly game. But I'm having an absolute blast playing through this again, so I hope it's also fun to watch. I mentioned already... Where am I and why is this corridor so long? I don't remember that. Have I gone the wrong way? No, I'm here. So, I mentioned already that the plot of this game is very cryptic. All we've been told so far is that we're exploring what seems to be a mostly ruined civilization. That being down here drives the inhabitants mad, which explains why they're all turning into monsters that fight against us. And there's something down here that involves us fighting wizards, but also the mysterious figure of the Hollow Knight, who is in the Black Egg Temple that we know where it is and can't get into. And this area is the Soul Sanctum. We've been given no reason to go here, it's just somewhere that's on the map and unexplored. And these guys can be very annoying. But using your own spells is a very good way to take out other spellcasters. So there's a lot of doors and levers in this area. So I happen to know that that lever just below me is the first target. I think it opens this to let you get in here. And we immediately have a mini-boss. Pretty straightforward attack patterns. You can see him wind up his attack, whichever one he's doing, so they're all fairly easy to avoid. And I'm coming down here because this is the entrance, so that's a useful shortcut to know about. Obviously we are intended to make our way further inside. So this is why Shaman Stone is really helpful. Getting fights done faster means you take less damage. Although, still taking way more than I should. I might go down. Yeah. Each of these dies in 2 hits, so I get a little bit of soul back. And that is also a little soul refill vessel. I'm not sure what you'd call it exactly. So, door on our right that just needs to go around here to open. So it could take the elevator up, but you can also just get up the shaft, and that's a little bit faster. Nice. Managed to take that one out by double hitting him with the spell. Ah. This room is widely known as Hell Room. These guys are just so nasty when you're unprepared. And even when you're prepared. But there's another shortcut, so once you've got through this, you never need to go back down into that area again. There's a little... oh dear. A little secret area above here. You can just see that there's something as you go past. I'm running low on health, so I do need to be careful. Fortunately, each time you take out an enemy or hit an enemy, you get the soul from that enemy. So using one attack to hit many enemies at once, you do get the soul from all of them. And clearing out that room gets us the Spell Twister charm, which reduces the soul cast of spells. So instead of taking up a third of the spell meter, soul meter, it now takes up 1/4. Big empty area. Oh, of course, there's a boss. So, Soulmaster, you can see what he does. He dives and makes shockwaves, and fires those. So, just a matter of knowing how to counter each attack he does. Okay, that actually went quicker than I thought it would. And we get a fake out. He's not actually dead. So he's going to keep diving at us, and if you dash to the side and you're not very good at it, you can get in a hit on him each time he dives. And now that he's dead for real, we can see what this thing is. Desolate Dive. So this is our second spell. Just have to tap A while holding down, or quick cast works for this as well. Just have to hold down while casting. And I will show the Hunter's Journal for him. If I can. So the little blue dots at the side show entries that you haven't read yet. That's what I'm looking for. And bosses tend to appear towards the bottom. This is the entry for the Mantis Lords. Here we go, Soulmaster. Head of the Soul Sanctum, hoarded soul hoping to stave off Halonest's affliction, but eventually became intoxicated by its power. So, at this point we don't really know what affliction is being referred to. Oh, we will find out more about that later, as I keep saying, about any number of things. Okay, so I'll show how the spell works in just a moment. First, come up here to get a bit of cash reward. We are trying to get the lantern as soon as possible, and that was 1800 geo. We're not far off. So, hold down and cast. So I don't remember the exact damage figures, but it is more powerful than the Vengeful Spirit and gives you some invincibility frames, so that's a very good spell. Extra large soul totem here, just to make sure that we keep having enough soul to cast. And this is going to be how we get through breakable floors, some of which we've already seen. I need to come back up though because there's a grub over there. Just remind me that I haven't been back to the Grub Father in a very long time, and I really should. Okay, that whole trip into Soul Sanctum went faster than I was expecting, so that was nice. It can be a really scary... Ooh, and we get the big icon there, so that shows that the entry has been completed. We have... So the mistake is the ground-based one, folly is the floating in the air one. But that icon shows up when an entry is completed. Unfortunately, we do have to smash these beautiful glass floors to get out of here. And we've come right through, down to Soul Warrior's room, the mini-boss we fought earlier. Funnily enough, he descended through that same ceiling earlier without breaking it. So yeah, this whole area can be a bit of a difficulty spike on a first playthrough, and that wall is cracked. And that's one reason why it's really good that so much of the game is opened up at this point, so you can go elsewhere if you want to. I remember doing that. I could not get anywhere against the Soul Twisters, that's the floaty wizard guys, until I'd got quite a bit stronger than I am now at this point in this playthrough. This takes some kind of key that is not the simple key. We don't have that. So, we now have to decide where to go next, and having just got the ability to break breakable floors, so the two marked with the red pins on the map, that seems like a good idea. So I think I'm going to go back there. Calling in at the Grub Father on the way, which is handy, and that might even get us to the 1800 geo. Was hoping to make it up without a hit, but... Ah, here's a familiar face. We rescued this girl last episode. She seemed to like us a bit. And if we sit for long enough on the bench, she actually blushes. I never thought I'd see such a thing. The Stag Station has opened. That building lay silent since before even my time. Oh, I've heard the tales of the glorious lines, a web of tunnels running all through the kingdom. Not that I'll be travelling them, mind you. I'm quite content where I am. And do you have anything to say about our friend here? Did you visit that temple? A strange building, I've heard, though I'd never dared the journey myself. The braver among us once went there to pray, said they felt at peace within the walls. After a while they stopped going. I wonder what changed. So if I'd come back to talk to him more often, he gives us these little story breadcrumbs relating to many different things in the game. A young couple's just recently taken up residence in the house beside the station. Seems they're running a map shop, which may excite adventurous types like yourself. She's a tall bug, the wife. I told them to take a larger house, especially given they're all empty, but they like the look of that one. The way she has to bend just to get through the door, I wouldn't put up with it myself. Referring, of course, to Cornifer and Iselda. Anything new for sale? Well, Stagway Pin is now in its proper place where it should be. I'm not getting any of those right now. Ah, and this one's open. Also, free mask shard. You don't mind if I just come into your place and rob you? The White Saviour. The maiden woke in darkness. Confused, she reached out. Sharp brambles jabbed at all sides. Burning acid bubbled close below. What nightmare had led her here? What hope of survival remained? Doomed, she thought herself, and to despair she fell until a light bloomed far in the distance. A bright, glowing spot fast approaching. It swept majestic about the thorns, leapt above burning waters, and dove towards the maiden. Coming close, the form revealed at last a beautiful being, sharp horns gleaming white. Arms reached out for the damsel, gathering her up, grip firm. She also has a plushie of us. How quickly did you make that? We only rescued you half an hour ago. That lovely young lass returned to us. I must admit I placed thin odds on her survival. Seems to think very highly of her rescuer, some sort of dashing warrior type. Barely stopped gushing since she got back. The warrior must have passed down below while I was taking my nap. Such a shame. I'd have loved to meet so impressive a bug. And a new character. Hail thing, you wear that nail with ease. If you're in search of combat, you'll find no great warriors in this decaying burrow. I've heard an arena exists somewhere below, one built for our like. Meet me there and we'll test what skills you possess. I'll be heading down soon. Come and find me if you dare. I love this game and its colourful cast of characters. We'll be seeing more of all of them. Right, I did also get the mail upgrade, so I'm killing these in one hit now. If I can land the hit. Oh, we've earned a mask shard. That's nice. And more money for each grub. We've got the 1800. And grub song. So gain some soul back when taking damage. This is honestly one of the best charms in the game for a first playthrough, just because you're going to make mistakes and it helps you recover from them. I'm not going to put it on myself, I don't have a slot free for it. But it's really good, and especially good that you get that for only one notch. So, down here, this is the connection between here and Fungal Wastes. And one of our map markers was here because there's something in this room. A fossilized gome wedged into the rock. So that is just there because gomes cannot be killed, so this is the only way to get their journal entry. The other place where dive can be used is a bit more interesting, but... Oh, you'll also see it here in the inventory. Okay, I happen to know that there's another thing to get in Crossroads. Not really clear on the map because it's not a mist room. It's in a room we've passed through earlier. And I'm not going the right way for it. So I'll leave it until later. Oh, that's right. There's something that I did point out that I can show now. Up here, there's clearly a light pointing us towards there being something in this ceiling. Whatever this is. Well, can't interact with that yet, but it's there. And one last thing on our way out. I could just ascend. You do that by hitting up in this space. But now that we've got the wall plan, we can go up the slow way. And if we do that, we find a Hallownest seal halfway up. Okay, so we've finally got the lantern. That will help us with another group of the current unsolved mysteries. I didn't mention the rancid egg before. It's not clear what this does. It does have a purpose, but it's not really going to be easy for me to show that off, so I'm just going to leave that. And let's get a mask shard since it's so cheap. And since we only needed one more. If you get that, he starts selling another one that's much more expensive. I suspect I undercharged last time, and this is the only one left. It's going to cost you, he says. Okay, do I feel like starting the next area? I didn't actually notice what time I started recording this one, so I don't know how long this has been going on. We can take a look. So we're going to the other place with a breakable floor. Oh, someone's here ahead of us. Pale thing, you use these old lines? Pathetic. A real warrior carries himself to combat. He has no need for such convenience. And yet, you're in the station. Did you not just use it? Right, one of the dark rooms was here as well. So that's what it looks like when we get our little lantern out. I'm not going to go any further this way, because if I go up to the breakable floor, they actually lead to the same place. So there's two different ways in, so if you find the Soul Sanctum too difficult and you can't get the Desolate Dive, you can come in through the dark room after getting the lantern. But if you come here... Another little reward for taking this way in is we actually get a free rancid egg. Oh, and I missed the location text. Well, this is Crystal Peak. One nice touch about this game is that each area has, or many of the areas have thematic geo-rocks. So in this case, well, this one isn't, but a lot of the geo-rocks in this area are embedded in crystal. And the enemies are miners who throw their pickaxes at us. So, I could go up this room, but again, especially because I've already been going a while, I want to take the route that I know leads to progress. I have a stopping point in mind, so we'll go as far as that. And that will be getting the map for this area. So you can't attack these from behind, but if you're behind them, you can attack upwards and it will damage them. Like that. And there's a little gauntlet here. I could just go straight up the left side, but if you take this route instead... Oops! Thought I was far enough to cling onto the wall, and I wasn't. If you take this route instead, which is just a matter of timing the dashes, rewarded with a grub. And these annoying things cannot be damaged with the nail. There's a corner for paper. So be careful with the timing here, although if you are having trouble with this part, then they can be shot with spells. And the dive has a shockwave that also damages enemies, so you don't have to hit them directly with it. Can't get up there. Technically you can, if you pogo off... Oh, I actually did it. I wasn't expecting to do it. King's Idol. So, this fills the third slot down here. So this is an even more valuable relic. So, all of these could be sold for more geo if there was anything I urgently wanted. There isn't really, because I've got the lantern. But later in the game there will be other things to buy. Come to stick Gale the Mountain? I've heard tale of a summit way up there. Too far for me though, and I'm not really one for heights. That's as far as we can go this way. So here is Crystal Peak. So these are no longer needed. Same with that one. That allows us to reuse red for some other purpose. Don't have one in mind just yet. We didn't get the bench pin from Zelda, so if we had, the map would show where the nearest bench is. Fortunately, I know without needing to use the map, so these get their defensive spikes out, but you can attack them by getting into range quickly and attacking before they can get the spikes out. And a shopkeeper's key. We should take that back to our friends in Dirtmouth and see if any of them have a use for it. And here's the bench, but it does seem to be a little bit occupied. He's a very easy boss, to be honest. Very slow and telegraphed attacks. Nothing really to that fight, it's just there for a bit of flavour. But, putting up the map again, there is clearly a lot more to explore in this area, and that's what we will be doing next time. So, thank you for watching.